All in all, those proven corrupt acts of our government branches and its complete abuses of power caused me to lose trust and hope in our government. A complete lack of trust and faith in our government's alphabet agencies, by ways of these agencies selectively enforcing the law, and even worse, persecuting innocent citizens based on political reasons. Politics has absolutely no place in law enforcement, and it definitely has no place in the courts. The courts should condemn this type of behavior. Sanctions, slap on the wrist, are never enough when it comes to the rights of a citizen being trampled on at the hands of a public corruption scandal. Public corruption, especially involving government officials working in an official capacity, warrant nothing shy, in my opinion, of capital punishment due to the complete, absolute treasonous nature. Not to mention the peace, dignity, and integrity of the state and our government that may never truly fully recover. The true criminals are seemingly never sought, and even worse, never prosecuted. Law-abiding citizens are all too often accused of crimes they did not nor would not ever commit. They are pressured. Some are even threatened with the targeting of others close to them. The threat of lengthy incarceration and the concern that every parent should have of both providing for and being there for their children. I didn't stand a chance on my own at the time everything happened, when you take into consideration all the different factors and one of the best thought out, highly connected, and tightly woven conspiracies that protected those involved, being that all three branches of local government, the executive, legislative, and even judicial, were involved, along with multiple attorneys and at least one federal three-letter alphabet agency, the FBI. There was local law enforcement that framed me, but it was law enforcement on a federal level that stood by doing absolutely nothing at all, while all along having proof I couldn't have possibly committed the crime in question. It's no different than a lifeguard whose sole job is to keep watch and keep those swimming safe. What would you do? What would you think if you saw the lifeguard standing around with his hand in a cookie jar, just watching a child drown? Especially if you're too far away to save the child yourself. You'd feel the lifeguard caused the child to die by neglect, from not acting, anger, confusion, and untrusting of that lifeguard would be pretty fair emotions that most would exhibit. Would you allow your child to swim unattended under that lifeguard's watch? Or would that one incident cause you to permanently lose trust in that lifeguard? Even all lifeguards, for that matter.
Let me see your service. Where's your service record at, Blowhard Bob?
I spent 10 years in the Marine Corps and came out with an honorable discharge.
Oh, yeah? So why can't you apply the law equally?
I do. You're a convicted felon.
Now imagine being framed for something way out in left field. Imagine being treated like a prisoner at Guantanamo Bay, being shackled at the wrist, waist, and ankles in an orange jumpsuit and walked via 2 to 3 deputies out in the most public of spaces, ending up in the famous and ancient courthouse in the middle of the city, where over the weeks prior, you had so proudly stood cherishing and showing public support for the very freedoms afforded to every citizen, the freedoms that now landed you in this very place, and done for 3 reasons in particular. One of them being a publicity stunt brought about by their all-out assassination on a private citizen's rights. And shockingly, it's definitely not the worst. I directly hold the FBI and U.S. Attorney's Office accountable for turning a blind eye and choosing to obstruct, in their own ways, my ability to properly see vindication based on evidence. The local government will have to answer to several integrity questions posed, such as why they so easily allowed banishment on a sentence, and they're protecting their dirty ways through methods such as covenants to not sue. I intend to prove that which I already know, the motive, the reasons why I was the fall guy for this.